Well, hello, my mad scrappers. I am working on the last part of my loaded envelope. I wanted to make a big tag, and I wanted to make it in coordinating paper with the rest of the collection. So I pulled one of the sheets out of, what did I just do with the pad? Holy mackerel, here it is. Out of this pad, the Chocolate Kiss, and I was seriously contemplating the inside cover, but I felt for what I was going to do to it, this was too busy. So I went with the hearts because I'm going to cover a bunch of them probably, but it was at least in keeping with the collection. This might be a little slow going for me. I've been trying to make my videos go faster, but I'm designing as I go. You know, I'm like, and I am a slow scrapper, guys. That's why it takes me, it's so hard for me to kick out these videos because I don't work fast. It just is not my thing, and I'm sorry for that. People can just, not me. Not me. So I do apologize for my videos tending to be a little on the long side. But what I do know, I literally played with the ruler, and this, I wanted to be a little bit wider, but obviously 6, as far as I'm concerned, was way too fat. It was the exact size of the envelope. I still felt that at 5 inches, it was 2, but 4.5 seemed just right to my eyes. So we're going to take and cut this down to 4.5, and I'm going to keep the length. So it is going to be 4.5 by 8 inches. Now, what I need to do is to turn it into a tag, and I do not have a tag die this big. At least I don't think I do, and I don't feel like going. I really don't. I'm being lazy right now. I don't feel like looking. So I'm going to go with an alternate method to cut down my little edges so it does look like a tag. So I'm going to come down. I'm going to recenter. I don't think I need to recenter, actually, quite honestly. But I'm going to do it anyway because I'm a bit anal retentive. But I'm coming down an inch. Okay, I'm going to come down an inch on this and mark a tick here. And then I'm going to mark a tick here because I'm coming down an inch. And then, actually, see, I did have to center. I just didn't know why. And this is telling me why, because now I got to come this way a little bit. And I got to decide how wide. See where I tell you where I'm slow on the uptake. I'm going to come in an inch on both edges. So I have a tick mark here, and then I'm going to come in 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to come in right here. So that's why it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that will, let me see, when I do this, see, I'm going to cut, I'm going to join up those. I think that will give me, I think I'm going to be good with that. I think I can live. Yeah, that's going to be good. I could come in and make it a little bit narrow. I'm not going to second guess myself because I can do it. I can recut if I want to. But now all I'm going to do is grab my trimmer. Trust me, I am the queen of second guessing myself. And what I'm going to do, and hopefully you can see this. I wonder if I turn it this way. Well, you'll have to let me know. I hope you can. Is all I'm doing is I'm lining up, again, my tick marks, which is always, this is a little bit, because when you line up one, then the other one goes out of alignment. So you have to be patient and really pay attention and put your glasses on your nose. These glasses, I got them, and I'm realizing they're progressives, that they're not right. So I seem to be tilting my head up to be able to see the computer screen and then having to squiggle my vision so that I can see, so I can get to see at the closest, because I'm old. There you guys go. It's, the vision goes eventually. I mean, thankfully, because I had LASIK surgery, gosh, 20 years ago. That has changed very little. It made me 20/20 at the time of surgery. I'm now 20/40. Whoa, yippee skippy. Okay, yeah, I like that. I can live with that. So now let me just erase my tick marks right here. Okie dokes. So now we have this little thing, and I mean, there's a part of me that was contemplating making a pocket, and maybe, because I have this, ooh. See, this is how I complicate matters. I start, thinking off the cuff. But one thing I do want to do is I want to add some more ephemera. So give me a sec. So I do one thing. Let me explain something. I'm planning on using these Spellbinders dies that I have. Apparently I haven't broken them up because I haven't cut off the top. I really wanted to do something busy. And you know me, I love busy. So I'm going to find some coordinating paper for this. I am going to find my little circle dies so I can cut out a circle up here so I can add some more of this, because look, I still have all of this left over, and I'll probably cut a little bit more. And maybe a piece of coordinating contrasting paper for the back to make a pocket, because these come with a bunch of one of the big sheets, 3x4s, and I want to be tucking some things in there because I don't know when to quit. There you go. Okay, guys, hang on with me for a second. I'm going to be right back. Okay, peeps, I have got what I need in the moment. What you see is a very big pile and messy pile of paper. So these I'm not even sure I'm going to need, but I pulled them because I may need to cut back layers. This project is why you save, or why I save all of these offcuts from things I cut on. Here I have a lot of edges. I knew for one thing for sure is I want to put this key. I don't know where am I going to incorporate it, but I'm going to incorporate it. I found this little scrap. And is it this one? No, it's this one. Let me take it back. It's this scrap. If I widget it just right, look, I can get the key out of it. So I know I can. So this is why crazy people save little scraps of paper like that, which every YouTuber will tell you, get rid of those little small pieces of paper. Not the Mad Scrapper. So, your mileage may vary, but that's what I do. Okay, so I can set this pad away. I have already pulled out. I pulled some pink paper that coordinates. This is more backgroundy. I pulled some of this, and I have to find a couple more pieces because I've already used this, and it coordinates really beautifully. I found this deep red, which should be enough for what I want to do. And then I'm taking these cut aparts, and oh my goodness, heaven forbid, I'm going to fussy cut some of these pieces. I really want to use this piece. I really, really like it. I want to use this piece. And we'll go from there. I may even be insane enough to cut one of these banners out. We're going to see what I've decided for now. And then I have all of these. These are the 3x4 cut aparts that I told you that I'm going to cut some up. And, I'm going to cut them all down. So I won't do this on camera because, hello, that's just, and there you go. But you see the back sides are pretty plain background. So I am planning on either cutting out some of the elements from this cut apart or I'm going to fussy cut some of these or, where are they? I have my little dish. Anyway, oh, here they are. Remember, I have all of these. Let me get these out of the way. I still have all of these to use. So, and I'm leaking. I just sent a bunch of heart confetti to the floor. That's okay. I'll pick them up later. And I have to figure out where this heart belongs to. So, I will find it. But anyway, so I have a lot to choose from to embellish that pocket. Now, as for the pocket itself, what I decided was go a little busy because why not? So, I had a choice. I also had this red piece of paper. And really, it's a really dead-on match, I think. And it works well. And that's the thing. It's so safe to use. And I could do this too. Now, that would look beautiful. And then we go back to my problem that I've already had is that I used on the front one such beautiful paper that then it became a problem unless I cut it. I could go here and add a little bit or use a little bit here. But I'm not feeling that really. I do. This would look gorgeous. It really, really would. But I would have to take a 1/2 inch from here. By the time I'm taking 1/2 inches to make the pocket, I've cut away part. No, I'm going to leave this for something else. We'll figure that out. So instead, I decided to use these busy little hearts. And I know it kind of like, wow, she's crazy. And I am. I thought for a hot second of this, but this was too clashy for me. And one thing I learned, and this is from Kathy, Kathy from Paper Phenomenon, is to not ever be afraid of matching patterns. And this is coordinating paper. It's to the collection. It was meant to be used. And there you go. I'm going to use it. Because in the alternative is I'm going back to this. And because it would allow me to add some of these pieces, but I think it's too boring. I really, really do. So either that or I do cut off from here. And maybe that's my solution. So it gives me some flowers. Oh, I'm going to hate myself. See, this is, and I'm talking it through to you, using camera time, but this is the process for me. Okay, I changed my mind. I'm going to go right here. So I don't take away from this here for something else, because I could take this and use it for another tag. So yeah, all right, I changed my mind again on camera. There you go. What a surprise, right? So, okay, so let me cut. So I'm going to come back. Give me a minute. I'm going to cut these guys all up to figure out which ones I'm going to use. I'm going to cut this. I'm telling you right now because I already know. This tag is 4.5 inches wide. I probably want to make it about that tall. So let me take my ruler and eyeball how tall I want to make that pocket. Because I could decorate up here too. There we go. I'm thinking. So I think I'm going to go up 3.5 inches. So that little pocket's going to be 3.5 inches, which means I'm going to cut my paper 4 by 5.5, because I'm going to give myself a 1/2 inch on each side, so that way I can stuff things in it. All right, so 4 by 5.5. I'm going to cut these apart, so I'm going to get all my layers together, and I'll be right back. Okay, people, I'm just going to state that I am proof positive of the adage, necessity is the mother of invention. I had this really great plan. I knew I needed to take my little circle dies because I still can't find the right size punch that I want to use to make a hole here to make this a proper tag. So I planned on taking one of my circle dies, the one I literally used the last time, and then grab a bigger one and make a protector, so that it would be in contrasting paper. That's all a great and wonderful idea, except in the clearing off of this area and grabbing my paper tray and organizing all of my supplies, I don't know what I did to that die. I even gone so far as to sweep under the desk to see if it turns up. So what I do know is that it's going to turn up when I no longer need it. But meanwhile, I don't have it. So what I did to save myself any more aggravation is I pulled out, which is what I should have had out in the first place, because this tool is what saves me from misplacing my dies, because it is, it's magnetic. See, it picks up my dies so I can toss dies on it and keep track of it. However, I was determined to still have a hole, and again, it's like a happy mistake, for lack of a better term, because what I did is I pulled too hard. So I'm like, ooh, why does the hole have to be a circle? Why can't it be a heart? Right? There you go. So anyway, we still have my tag, which is 4.5 by 8 inches. So I am going to go ahead, and I think, I'm going to see if which machine it fits in. But I am going to find my dead center again. I should have done that and marked it at that time. So we're going to go back and do it again. And it is, where are we? Oh yeah, 2.5. Yeah, 2.5, it's even. No, it's not, it's 2.25. Hello, there we go. Now we have our dead center mark. And I'm just gonna mark my tick. Where's my pencil? Where's my pencil? On top of my pad, because I've been taking notes as I go along, so I remember how to do stuff. So here's my little tick mark, okay? Because that's what's going to tell me where to place this heart. So now it's about how high. I think I don't want to, actually, I may come down. No. Because this is going to be the hole no matter what. So, oh my goodness, what I'm going to do is make myself crazy. A very short trip. We all know this. Let me grab, a piece of my tape, so that way I can just place it. Yeah, and then it makes it easier. Now if I got it, hang on, let me do this, is make it lined up straight on this tape. There we go. And then now I can fiddle it. And I think I'm going to call it good right there. Okay, let me, just for the sake of safety, I'm coming down a little bit lower. Okay. Because I still want to then put a reinforcer, and it's going to come in about right here. See? So that's my evil plan. We're going to see. So, well, let's see if that's there. I probably could come up a little. I may come up a little higher. No, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. That ship so sailed. Now, my question is, okay, I hit my mouse and I have a YouTube there queued. And let me see. Let's start with, will this tag fit through the mouth of my, yes, just barely. Yay. So let me just grab 2 of my, whoops. Yep, that fell to the floor. I knew it was going to. Oh, no, let's use this one better. Maybe not use either one of them, but there you go. We are. Let me grab that. Of course, it all falls over. Stay, Fido. And let's go ahead and we're going to run. And we don't have to run the entire tag. We literally only have to run that very little first little bit. And now I do have to be careful and center, because I'm going to bend my paper. There we go. And then I'm just going to come back, because I don't have to run it all. I'm just cutting a hole in the top of my tag, and there it is. And there's a little heart that I can use later somewhere. But there is my lovely little tag hole. Wah! Now we're going to come back, because we are not done yet. Now I'm going to use this paper. I decided again, because let's see. Oh, wait. I have a scrap of this, because it has the hearts. So I have to cut 2 of these out because I'm going to reinforce the hole on the hole on both sides. Not because it needs it, but because I want to do I want to do that decorative treatment on both sides. So first, I'm going to try to center this, and hopefully this works. We're going to find out in a minute. If not, I have this whole flippin' strip to fiddle fart. So I'm going to first cut a hole. Come back here. No, but I can't put it on top of that. And we're going to cut that. Let's see. Now let's see if this works. This is the part where I may have to, again, because I haven't pre-planned this. I am winging it as we go along. I haven't done that in a long time. Just wing it. That makes me nervous. Now I'm going to take the other piece of washi I have here, this tape, and just because it helps me. I can't see it. So there we go. This one, but this one's a little bit bigger of a die. And this isn't going to be perfect. That much I know. So I'm going to, what I'm doing is trying to center the die. I can't go too far. Actually, I can go. Let's touch that point. Now let's very carefully. Now, see, that's what always happens is it moves. This is where it's fiddly. Give me a second, rather. I'm going to fiddle with this off camera. I'll have you know, the minute I turned this, took off the camera on the first shot, I got it lined up. Why? Because I wasn't on camera. That's all I'm going to say on the subject. But let's see, I'm going to come back. I came back on camera because I didn't have to, but I wanted to show you how this comes out. And let's see if my idea works. That's the point. Worst case scenario is this idea is going to fall flat on its face. Wah, wah, wah. And then I just have the hole and I leave well enough alone. But, heaven forbid I should do that. But no, I think this worked. I think it worked. See, there we go. So now I can take, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Ooh, look. There we go. So now I can line it up. Look how cute that looks. That is exactly what I wanted. Not perfect, but you know what? It is the beauty of a handcrafted item. So give me a second. I'm going to come back. I'm going to use this piece of paper because we got to use this polka dot somewhere. So I am going to use it there. Okay, so give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm sorry. I got distracted a little bit longer doing this. Not because I was doing this, but I also had a YouTube video playing in the background. Because I do just like YouTube. And I'm just watching a video with a technique that is blowing up my mind right now. Oh my God. I'm bringing this to you. I promise. But... okay, that's enough of that. That's just enough of the teaser. Okay, so I have got my pockets. I've got my little reinforcers. So let's take our reinforcers and we're going to glue them down. So I know that this part is the top. So I'm going to come over here and I'm actually not going to use the Miracle Glue because that spout is too wide and I need a tiny opening because I'm going to write. I'm not going to, for this is just a couple of pieces. I'm not going to go through the puddle. That's messier. I can do this. I can harness enough patience to do this little bit, but I always run my pin through. That way I don't have to deal with it clogging. And we are going to add our little reinforcing pieces. Not that it's not that it needs it. Whoops, that went wonky. But because I wanted to add it also as a decorative treatment. So it serves 2 purposes, but it's not like it really, really needs it because this is Minte tape. So Minte tape, paper. So it's a nice, it's probably at least 80 pounds. But oh my gosh, look how cute that is. Now we're going to come back over. And now this purple, I mean, really, I could use the white, but that looks kind of boring. I like that little bit. Oh yeah. So there, now I get to use that little tiny bit of red polka dot. But hey, I've got some hearts cut out. So those are going to make an appearance somewhere in here. I'll figure it out. I'll get those added in. And I already have another idea for some of those heart dies. I still have them stuck here. I don't know that it's going to work. And I don't know that it'll work on this. So if not, I may find other heart dies. But we're going to see. I have an idea. It's percolating in my head. We'll just see if it, becomes good coffee. Right? Okay, let me move that a little bit. Okay, it's not perfect, but perfect is only God. but it is. But here we go. Okay. So now I've got this down. So now let's take our pocket. We have our pocket here. I've already gone ahead and scored it 1/2 inches both sides and along the bottom. I'm going to tell you one thing, guys. I played with this with where I cut, and I did waste a little paper more because when I went 5 1/2, and I could visually see where my score was going to land. My score was going to land and cut off a bit of that heart. So I think, what did I cut this to? I know it's more than 5 1/2. I may have gone as much as 6 inches. I don't remember, but not that this affects you in the very least. See, it says it's 5 1/2. It's not. It's a little bit, on my trimmer, it was a little bit more. I think I went like 1/8 of an inch more. So I think it's 5 5/8. I say this, and I did the same thing here. I went a little bit over the 3 1/2. I think it's now 3 5/8 as well. Like it says to me 4, it's 4 1/8. Sometimes take a second and look at your paper. And which means it took away more of the decorative on the other sheet of paper, on the rest of it, but this is what I have left. And the minute I looked at it, it screamed card front. So this is not going to go to waste either. This is going to be really fun to use and make a card front. I might use this as the card front for the card I'm giving my my swap partner. So we'll see. So I just wanted to bring that to you. So now what I'm going to do is what I always do. I flip it on the back and I take my sharp scissors, whichever the ones I feel like using at that moment, and I'm going to miter. And I always miter just beyond the cross because I can always come back in if it is not enough, and I can cut in a little bit. But if I've gone over, that's it, game over. Now, but the other thing I want to do as well is I'm going to come in and I'm going to miter these two pieces off just a little bit. I always do that just so that nothing, you don't have to deal with the problem of when you're trying to put things in this pocket that it snags with these edges. That's just a scrapbooking, an old scrapbooking trick. I'm going to set these pieces aside, which I have to pick up with a pair of tweezers because I can't get them off the mat. Holy coly. But you know what? I'm not throwing them out because that's about, I can punch out a heart out of those, the bigger pieces. I can do this. There, let me show you. Free demonstration. You got to always be looking for the possibilities. I just got to get this widgeted between the two score marks. And these little dies are a little bit fiddly, so the easiest way for me to punch it is to go this way. Ah, and it flies. But now look, I got a heart out of that little scrap of paper, and if I didn't have the score marks, I probably could have gotten two of those little hearts. But now, and I'll do the same thing here. So I'm going to have two little hearts, and this is pretty. This is going to be a pretty heart because we're going to pick up the texture. All that, you won't be able to really tell what it was, but it's going to add some color. So this will be a pretty heart. So let me just go that, and there we go. That's how I make it easier. So now I do I will toss those corners out, but now I have a little pile of hearts. All right, set that aside because I'm always bird walking, go in another direction than I planned on. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold these pieces, grab my favorite scoring tool. Let's put that over here so it's not in my flipping way. I really do. This is a tonic one, but any Teflon is going to work great. I was like, why am I? And I have had my bone folder used. I've been using my bone folder, but I do realize that I was having the problem that it does get out of sheen. This puppy, but I haven't gotten rid of my bone folder. I have had my bone folder, this one, since I started scrapbooking. That's how long I've had it. So that was in 2008. So this is, I will never get rid of it. Whoops. Except make sure it gets into its jar. Okay, so as predicted, I'm overlapping on both edges, and I want these to lie really, really flat. I don't mind. Now I'm going to go in and again trim off. I'm going to go about 1/16 of an inch. And that should be enough. Still not enough, and it's on this side, so I don't have to cut all the way across. I just have to cut this one. So I cut in an angle, and so it ends in the middle. And there we go. See, now we got, and even though it's not perfect and beautiful, it doesn't matter. They're not going to see that side. But now I have the same situation here. So we just go ahead and we cut in. I'm not kidding you, I'm just like 1/16 of an inch. You've seen those little strips, how they're coming off. And there it is. That one was perfect. See? Now we have perfectly, beautifully mitered corners. These will go in the trash so that I don't have to sweep it up later. I'll sweep something else up instead. But now, okay, we'll take that little corner that really does have to be thrown away. And there is our pocket. But again, I'm in the same situation as before. I want to do something up here. I don't think I'm going to, I definitely want to incorporate. And maybe all I've got to do is incorporate the trim right on the edge. In fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to come back with this trim. And I have got to cut this little, I've got to be careful where I am cutting, just so. So I'm going to cut that little fuzzy piece off right there. This is not the scissors to do for that. These are. It's funny, you'll always have, and if those don't work, I have another pair that definitely will work. There we go. But I knew that. See, I knew this was going to work. And I'm going to cut that little nibbit off. Okay. So I am literally, I kid you not, this is absolute insanity. But I'm going to add it so it sticks up a little bit, but right along that edge, but it gives it a finish. It has, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it needs that finish. Except now, okay. Let me see if I cut that. Let me see. I have to fiddle faddle here a little bit. So I'm going to cut that little piece off and hopefully I don't regret that decision. I will. No, I'm going to have to, when I put the glue down, I'm going to have to glue it together right there. So now I've got to figure out which glue to use. I'm not going to go with the glue gun because my glue gun is too wide. It's going to give me too long of a bead and I'm going to go with wet glue. So I'm going to literally glue this off camera. I'm just warning you. And probably I'm going to try to use my by Nuvo because it does dry. But I'm going to use the Nuvo because it does dry quickly. And I'm going to put a stamping block on top of it and weigh it down. So I will do that. Okay, be right back. Actually, putting this together, it's in doing anything. It's always knowing what you got and where you got it. And I am going looking for the glue. I realized, oh my gosh, I've got E6000 in there. And I go, this is going to be the solution of my problem. I can't remember the last time I used E6000 because I'm a dork. But now, even where I cut doesn't matter. So I've overcut, okay? I have overcut. Boy, did I ever overcut. I overcut more than I meant to overcut. So let's cut back that little bit. It's almost like I have to do nothing. That ended up being just about perfect. So now I'm going to do one more. You may not even be hearing this. I think I'm going to speed this up. But anyway, okay. So now I've got that, but I still have a raw edge. So now we're going to take my E6000 and we're going to apply just a little dab right there. This gets a little messy. Deal with it. If you are fussy about getting stuff on your fingers, then wear a pair of gloves. I'm not that fussy. It can always come out. There is nothing going on here that soap and water or whatever isn't gonna solve. But see now, yep. Now I don't have an edge that's going to unravel. It's gonna all be glued down. Go except for that one little piece that doesn't want to cooperate. There's always the one. There we go. Now I got it to cooperate. So now I've got my piece and it should fit perfectly here, give or take, you know. There we go. No, it is perfect. So now we're going to take and run a thread of E6000 all the way across the edge here. That won't take a lot, but just a tiny bit right there. Okay. Take that off, wipe it off somewhere. There we go. Did that get? I got to make sure that that end got, because those are important. The ends are ultra important. And then let's put our lid back on this. Now we're going to take our little trim. And we'll start at one end. I always start on the left because that's what works to me. And then I'm just going to pull it taut. And all I'm doing is gluing it right on the very edge. And it looks, see, when I pull it taut, it pulls it straight. Ah! Looks good. I like it. And yet again, so I came back, and one thing I will say, I went again, you saw I put the tape down on these edges and trimmed them off. The one thing I forgot is put your tape down first before you trim the edges, although really it only was a few more seconds of time in me having to trim off those edges. So, I mean, it's, you know, no harm, no foul. I'm going to very quickly now go ahead and burnish this tape in. And then I'm going to grab my handy because I'm going to need those tweezers in a minute. We're going to flip our card over. And we're going to pick up tape. And nope. Remember, this is how you do pockets. Well, at least this is how I do pockets. And how it works best for me. I think it'll just make you suffer less in trying to center things. If we try to do all the edges, and am I going to go, oh yeah, I am. I don't know what happened to the pin that goes in the bottom of this. But we are using the miracle glue because miraculously there's still glue there. Although, now it's a little clogged. So let's unclog it real quick. Or we might be getting in the end of our line, guys. It doesn't feel clogged. So we might be coming to the end of the miracle. We'll see. And I got to get down on the floor and pick up my little stand that I have for my glue bottle. Hello. Now all I got to do is line it up. And that glue, the wet glue, gives me that widget time to center this. Because then all I have to do is come and whoop, see? I have a tiny, hang on, let me widget it. There we go. Now, there we go. We'll just grab our burnishing tool again and then really burnish that. So between the two, it'll be a very, very good hold. And now all I have to do is come back and rip off, well, not rip off, but let's take these little tabs. Come on, my pretty. And then there's always the one that is just determined, like, no. Bad tape, bad. And we're not going to just add a fair amount of glue because, hello, it's miracle glue, so apparently it's determined to never run out. I won't add this. And I kind of like reinforces this tape. On my end, this is not having to hold up to an album stress, but still. You know, this is just a habit I have, so it's a compulsion. And there we go. So now our tag has a pretty, pretty pocket that we can now add. I mean, look, there we can add these little guys. And because I have it gives me a little, it's not like, I mean, if you laid it, I mean, if you just glued it down flat, you would not. But you can see that I have a little bit of space built in. So that I can decorate these a bit, and it will still work. They will still fit. So now, guys, it's all about adding decoration. So I know for a fact, I remember I told you I was going to do some fussy cutting. Okay, let me, where are my little papers? I have them all here. So I know, so I'll come and do some of it. I'll do it all on camera, but I'll probably just speed it up. I know I want to do this guy. I want to use him. And since I have him here, we might as well. So I am just going to cut around to make it a little bit, to make this a little bit more torturous. I find, you know, I don't mind fussy cutting. I really do. I find it kind of zen and always a little bit of a challenge. Just know that when you're fussy cutting, if you see me here, you turn the paper. You do not turn the scissors. So I know I want to use that. I'm really wanting to incorporate this piece in on one side or the other, so I just have to cut it. I mean, at least if I cut it out, it makes the fussy cutting itself easier. I really like this bow, but I already have it in the pieces, or I go ahead and cut it out and use up because I'm already, you know, it's kind of like, for lack of a better term, I've already killed this piece of paper, so by cutting out pieces. So, oh my gosh, look at that love banner. That's uphill. It's like, oh my gosh. There's a part of me that I think I am, you know what I want to do? But gosh, that would be no small feat of putting twine across there to reinforce it. So that it looks like, because it is supposed to be a banner and twine. And that's my problem, is I start thinking and wanting to do stuff. And that's why projects take me 4 million years. I can't do a fast video. unless I make myself. I try to keep my cards simple just for that reason. But other times they're more complex. This project's a little bit more complex. And I'm doing stuff, and again, I'm thinking on my feet or on my seat, depending on how you want to look at it. Do I want anything else from here? Oh my gosh, this little cone is speaking to me, because why shouldn't I torture myself by cutting something difficult? And there we go. Choo 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 choo. Let's go here. Alrighty, and we'll cut this out. All right, people. And oh my goodness, just because I want to make myself crazy. Actually, this guy kind of looks cute too. Okay, we're going to quit while we're ahead for the moment. Okay, so we have these little pieces. So let's fussy cut.